I've been compiling audio to be used in tandem with this footage for a while now, tying together the visual story with recordings of writing, discussions, sounds, all to be used as auditory hints of lives that have come with me, lives that I come here with. We are going to tell you, somehow, about genderless deconstruction and poetic regeneration. I was going to tell you that injecting hormones is a process of making one material arrive through another, but I got lost in all the ways I could explain that to you. I walked downstairs to take a smoke break. As I got to the bottom of the steps, the set of doorways I was approaching captured me, throwing me into suspension. I continued to move through the frame. A doorway. I walk in and out of the doorway. Arrival maybe, departure maybe, accession maybe. Either way, I'm cold now. As I walk through the space between the innermost and outermost door, I recalled when I first arrived here. All the furniture I carried from those places to this one, arranged in between these doors. I think about how I arrive here every day now, arriving late to all of these arrivals. Are they still arrivals? I seem to remember my departures more, the departures with an anticipation of arrival on the other end. I pulled underneath the scaffolding next to my building. I tucked myself away, attempting to fall into imperceptibility, anonymity, as to not be material here at all. I took out a pink and blue matchbox I got from a bar in Silver Lake. With my hands, I struck the match along the brown strip. My hand, cardboard, capped off with sulfur, potassium chlorate, and glass powder. My hand, cardboard, lined with red phosphorus, binder, and glass powder. Fire. In this collision, we conceived, from this equation, an unrecognizable reaction. Can we call the fire new, separate, different? Without these, we can't have this. Like I was captured by the doorway, I was captured by this thought. Suspended, transported. Like the start of a flame, I cease to exist in material despite the materials that make this. My form is more alive somewhere separate from the physical. Maybe that's departure, maybe that's arrival, maybe it's ascension. It just depends on where you're looking from. I felt something hot in my fingers. It was a just burnt match. I grasped the wrong end. Burnt out, still scalding, searing ash onto newly pink flesh. I burned myself a lot in this space between arrival and departure. I was on the bus months ago, journaling about all the lives I burnt through. I did this as a practice of reassemblage. Those lives, they occupy the same place I think myself off into, the space between doorways, where memories reside. Maybe in those moments, I'm trying to pull those memories back here into the physical with me, deliver myself with the assistance of these memories, all of us, once disparate, now arriving together. Me, the matchstick, burnt, spent. My memories, the strip on the matchbox. Together, arriving with the consciousness as the fire. This reminds me of a former lover, but is love ever used up? She lives here, in this sentiment, in this art, in the regurgitation of her. I apologized to her once for ghosting, for ceasing to arrive with her. In response, she told me that she has already lived so many lives, burnt herself to the ground, reassembled in the ashes. Burning, she said, is a sensation not easily forgotten. She told me, "You're a braver man than I to pick apart old wounds." I turned a blind eye and tried to transcend my skin. Here, you are watching me burn. Pick it all apart and tie it back up. You are watching me stoke the flames, fabricating new fusions born in fissures, fissures I can't seem to forget, fissures that names will never do justice. They only have a source between the doors. Intramuscularly tending to my fire, underneath my tissue, the poles of arrival and departure, connected here. You are seeing the consummation, the crucifixion, striking the match every Thursday, transcendence at the end of a luminous act, transcendence only through choice to see. There are so many shots that I did not record, clips of shots that died with failing cameras or broken phones. There are so many shots that I never even injected. What do those become if not captured? Is this still transformation? There are so many shots that I was not present with, that I dreaded and froze into the pain. The shots that I administered in denial, in dissociation. What arrives then? How does that change the process of arriving? How does that change the material? You can see it in my face, in the life that I bring. I struggle on how to devise a way for us to arrive together, in tandem. I could leave this film silent, let you fill the hole with what you know, with what you think you know. I could give you clear instructions, tell you what I know, what I think I know. I can't know how you arrive. I can't know how I arrive. I can't know what material we made in collaboration. Hormone injection, maybe, is a process of arriving together. My physical body and my immaterial bodies. Maybe you are there with me. Maybe my mutation, self-administered, allows us to arrive closer together. Maybe it does the opposite. There are too many equations, too many reactions to try to compute to you correctly. Like fire, like thought. I can't tell you. What is the material arriving? What is the material doing the deliverance? It depends on where we're looking from. I started testosterone to see what would arrive, to be what could arrive. But that's mine, and I don't have an answer for you anyways. Maybe testosterone is a material, maybe evolution is a material, maybe it's just me. Making is an active process. Being is presence. Engaging and becoming requires constantly arriving. The material is never fixed, neither is the experience. All I know is in regeneration, in transformation, there must be an end and a beginning. All I know is that arriving is a current, and the materials must never be contained.